Hi, James. Hi, Tom. How was your Saturday, James? All good? Hey, Monkey. How you doing, Gary? Gal? I'm on early tonight because I've got to go out a little bit later on. So I figured I'd do it before rather than after. Otherwise, I'll be up till 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Do you know if that thing we did on Friday went through okay, James? You saw the result of all your hard work, James, yeah? Finished it late on Friday. It did, cool. Hey, Ken. Turned out really nice. I almost lit it up earlier on, I must be honest. And if it doesn't sell, I think if it, like Mike, he has the same temptation all the time. When he puts something on his website, he has his, what is it, his 30-day rule or something. If it doesn't sell, then he has the option of taking it. So I think if it doesn't sell quick, I'm going to end up keeping this one because it's a beautiful pipe. Far better than any picture can do justice. It's lightweight, it's beautifully balanced. And the blue just makes it pop. Nice grain. And even a pretty tidy slot. And a nice comfortable shape on the bit. All in all, really turned out nice. Nice faded top there. Can I put that sunscreen sort of works in keeping an ebonite stone from tarnishing in the sun? It makes a mess of it. Okay, Ken. All right, good experiment though. Well done. I imagine if you coat it in concrete, it'll work as well, but it's just not much cop, is it? The blue swirl. Yeah, that one was for Gary's pipe, the stem, and I've since had a request after doing that. Somebody else has sent me a request to do a stem replacement. But I'll have to put some kind of pricing structure on there because I remember one time, Bob, um, a good long time ago, I had a commissioned a pot poker, which Stephen Cobbett of the Shire has now. I mean, I don't know if he still has it, but he bought it off me. I had 3 stems with that pipe. It was a churchwarden, a medium-sized stem, and I then afterwards got him to make me a short, stubby stem to go with it. And sometimes I get condensation. Hey, Jammer, I get about quite a lot in the pipe, and it tastes foul. Is there any way to prevent this? Would filters prevent this? Okay, that's a big question because it could be a variety of things. First of all, let me ask you a question. What tobacco are you smoking in there? Does it happen with every tobacco, or is it one particular tobacco? Did you have the pipe from new, or did you have it as an estate pipe? Um, do you find that the walls of the pipe gets very, very hot? Cherry vanilla. Yeah, you see, the problem is that when you get an aromatic tobacco, the aromatic tobaccos have got a lot of moisture in them. So that's first of all, you've got to let the tobacco dry out. So get yourself a plate, even a paper towel or whatever it might be, something like that. Mine's overused, it's got a hole in it. Although I've got a nice new one upstairs which James made me, but I don't keep it in here. But put your tobacco on it and just let it dry out until it gets to the stage where you don't want it to be crispy dry, but you want it to be. The rule of thumb is this: if you get a tobacco, you put a mound of it on your tray or your plate or paper towel or whatever it is, and you squash it together with your hand. If it stays put for a few seconds, it's too wet. If it crumbles and it won't stay together, then it's too dry. But if you push it together, it kind of stays there and then slowly unfolds, then that's roughly the moisture level that you want. I'm opening a new tobacco, which I've never had, which was sent to me courtesy of. So that's first of all, is let the tobacco dry and consider a different tobacco. Consider a more pure tobacco initially. I'm not saying don't smoke the cherry vanilla, but that's not a good way to start. Are you a relatively new pipe smoker? Would you consider yourself to be a new pipe smoker? So I just got a message that my cousin's, my first cousin's daughter just got engaged. So just sending along my congratulations. You smoke cigars generally. Okay, so you're new. Yeah. So the thing is, you got to let the number one, you've got to let the pipe tobacco dry out enough. You don't want it to be, as I said, you don't want it to be tinder dry, but you don't want it to be soaking wet. And aromatics tend to be quite wet to start with, so you need to let them sit out quite a bit. A filter will make your life easier. The condensation that you're talking about is known as gurgling. So when you draw in, you hear the little bubbling going on in the pipe. That could also be to do with the pipe. So it looks like you've picked up a basket pipe for £25, and the JJ Fox's ones are, excellent basket pipes. But because they're basket pipes, sometimes the drilling could be slightly off. So it's sometimes you could end up with having the most common problem that you have is that the draft hole. So this is the hole that goes this way. It comes up higher than the bottom of the bowl. And most pipes will have maybe a millimeter or something like that, and that's okay generally, although you try to avoid even that. But sometimes you get a pipe where the hole comes up so high where you could even have a centimeter of pipe of the bowl below where the draft hole comes out. And the problem with that is that what happens is that you get a collection of moisture. It becomes a moisture trap, and moisture sits at the bottom of the bowl. And when you draw, so air comes in through here and goes up the draft hole. What happens is that when you go past this little moisture trap, the power of you drawing air through, it agitates any moisture that's in the bottom of the bowl. And that's what the gurgling is. It's just agitation of any liquid that's in there. It could be a minute amount, but that bubbles and gives you that sensation. And then when you get too much liquid, some of it comes up, especially if it's a straight pipe. Some of it will come into the draft hole and can come into your mouth, and you end up with that horrible taste because the juice at the bottom, it will taste disgusting. So if it's a bent pipe, less likely to happen, but it can happen. Can slowly creep up the pipe. The more quality a pipe, that's a good way of putting it, because not necessarily the more cost of a pipe. And I would encourage you to either buy a pipe from a reputable carver, or when you go to the shop to buy a pipe, check it yourself. Have a little torch with you, and just check inside the bowl, because most times the bowl will have a bowl coating, so it's black and hard to see inside. Take a little torch with you, something like that, and just check inside and see how far the draft hole is compared to the base of the chamber. If it's at the bottom or very close to it, you should be okay. If there's a big gap, even if it's a cheap pipe, just put it down and just look for one which has a better joint between the draft hole and the chamber. And that's really the key. If the draft hole is slightly off to the side, not the end of the world. Much, much more important is that it comes at the bottom of the bowl. Much, much more important. I wouldn't necessarily say that generally speaking, the more quality of pipe, the less. In other words, I assume you mean the more cost of a pipe. The quality of the pipe is only when you see the pipe, and then you'll know if it's a better quality pipe. But cost, you'd hope, would mean a better quality pipe, but it doesn't. It's not always the case. So either you buy from a reputable artisan carver, and he's got a reputation for making sure that the pipes are good and good smokers. And the only way you know that really is from hearing other smokers saying that consistently that their pipes smoke well. Alternatively, go into a shop yourself and pick up a pipe. And hey, Paul, how you doing? You could do keystones. That's what James is saying, but to go with keystones, it's a bit of a hassle every single time to change them. I would much, if his outlay has only been £25 so far, the next pipe you buy, just make it a better pipe. You don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds. You can get a perfectly good Savinelli for 60, £70, that kind of thing. If you go onto GQ Tobaccos, you can ask Sam to check it first, or if you want, just find me on Facebook. My Facebook handle is Simon Bosco LCS Briars, and drop me a line, and I'll put you in touch with Sam, and I'll make sure he gets you a good pipe. You give me your budget, and I'll work something out. I'll help you out. Hey Gray, how you doing? The pipe, he said, James, was a JJ Fox basket pipe. Depending on your budget, I can put you in the right direction, of which brand to go for, that kind of thing. If if your budget is, closer to £100, that kind of thing, I would push you in the direction of, say, a Stanwell, something like that. If you're somewhere between 50 and 100, perhaps a Rossi or a Savinelli, that kind of thing, or a Blakemar Briars, that would be fantastic. Very good price, solid pipes. Yeah, for sure. If you're talking 100, 150, then I can obviously recommend my own pipes. You can there's a variety of carvers on the YTPC who could, I'm sure, sell you a great pipe in that kind of region. I kind of held off suggesting names simply because I didn't know what your budget was going to be, but yeah, if you're talking budgets, then we can. Yeah, so drop me a line. You can actually go to my website, lcsbriars.com. There's a contact form on there. If you subscribe to my list, then you can contact me that way, and I can then be in touch with you direct. Another Rhodesian, James. Okay, cool. lcsbriars@gmail.com. All right, so Sunbear, Black Locust. Believe it or not, I haven't popped this tin yet. I've had this tin a while now, and the truth of the matter is, I've got an open tin of the 2019 one. I think the first year, or maybe the second year. I can't remember. And I bought quite a few tins of one of the years. It was either the first or the second year. So I wasn't sure if I would pop this just for the sake of trying it. But I think for tonight, this is the 2021 version, and I thought it'd be nice to pop that tonight on London Calling. So here we go. Oh, not much of a pop. I smell burley in here, but I'm sure it's not. I don't like these packagings with the layer after layer of cardboard. I don't know why they do it. It's like Mickey Mouse. You see? Mickey Mouse. OGS right now. That's really what I should have done too. So I get a burley aroma, although it's burley in here apparently. But I have to say that I get the burley. But I do get a little bit of a fruity note. There's a bit of a depth, like a earthy note to it as well. I wouldn't say that the aroma is strong. Let me just plug my plug in. Oh, my plug is not plugged. My plug ain't plugged. There we go. Oh, nice one, Grey. It's pretty much ready to go straight off. The tobacco is absolutely spot on, really. Maybe a minute or two of drying. Really doesn't need much. Sometimes the minute you break it, you rub it out and put it out to dry, it'll take on enough sort of air to dry it out within minutes, depending on the type of tobacco it is. And this won't need long. Did you guys freeze? It seems to be working okay at this end. Yeah, I'm afraid my internet is not great. I'm sorry about that. I've bemoaned it for a while now, and I will be changing providers when I get out of this contract. So I'm going to be smoking it in my Northern Briars, Quebec. I use this very often for new pipes, for new tobaccos. And I still haven't found my Orlick Golden Sliced pipe. My pipe that I use for that, I still haven't found it, and I'm not very happy about it. And like I said earlier on, I may well pinch this pipe for myself if it doesn't sell. I'm really liking that pipe. I think I might make that my Orlick Golden Sliced pipe if it doesn't sell. I got a pipe, came in the post on Friday. This is a new Ascorti pipe, bent Rhodesian, 9mm. It's got beautiful sandblast, very nice ring grain there, very nicely done. So I'm going to clean this one up, and I need to decide if I'm keeping it or selling it. I haven't made that decision yet, but it's got a big bowl, very clean inside, and it's got quite a neutral aroma on the perfect size for me. It really is absolutely perfect, and it will hang very nicely. I think I'm going to try and make something like that. I just love the dimensions of it, really do. Hey Phil, how are you feeling today? Yeah, I nearly brought my Jason Mouton billiard down tonight to have, but I decided to go with the Quebec because it's just what I usually use for tobaccos. Too much smoke in here. Not easing off yet. So Boswell I smoked on Friday, some Northwoods, one of the few that I've got left. I sold most of my Boswell pipes when I went over to 9mm filtered pipes, but that one, I don't know why I hadn't sold this one, but in the end I converted it to 9mm. I think the reason why I hadn't sold it was because I'd charred the back of the bowl. So I hadn't. I mean, I can restore it and take it back to the bri, but I just decided to keep it and changed it to 9mm. And it's a fantastic smoking pipe, Boswell pipe. Hey, Pipe Brazil, how you doing? Hello from Brazil. How you doing, buddy? Pipe Brazil, if you guys haven't seen his channel, he used to do a lot of videos. I haven't seen one from you for tobacco. I did send him a pack. Did you ever get Pipe Brazil? Must be going back a few years now. How you doing? Welcome aboard. Pipe. Recryption. Cornell and Deal's small batch blends are handcrafted in small quantities by our expert blenders right here in South Carolina. A blend of the finest bright and red Virginias balanced by 2014 Basma and 2013 Izmir Orientals. Sunbear, Black Locust, commends itself with subtle notes of raw, ethically sourced single farm honey from the 2012 Locust pollination in Maryland. A variety prized for its small yields, extremely light color, and delicate sweetness, combined with a whisper of silver tequila and the natural black honey, black specially selected varietal tobaccos, elevating their fruity and floral notes with. Unless Jammer, I don't know if it's working now or not, but all my pipes are 9mm unless it says otherwise. So I think at the moment there's two of the new pipes. If you go to state pipes, that's a different matter. You have to read the description. But on my pipes, on the main page on the new pipes, they will all be 9mm unless stated otherwise in the title. So that's, I think, two at the moment which say on it the pipe number and then in brackets not filtered. So if it says not filtered, those are non. 9mm is what I specialize in. So the vast majority. I excuse me. I converted over to 9mm myself before I started making pipes. I converted over to 9mm. I think it was around the end of 2017, something like that. And then as I was buying up 9mm pipes myself, I either converted the ones that I had, but many of the ones that I had were too narrow in the shank to convert to 9mm. And I kind of found it difficult to find in the price range that I was looking for. I found it difficult to find nice 9mm pipes. So when I started making pipes myself, I decided that I'm going to specialize it to be some nice sort of artisan. It's not to say that there aren't any, and many of them will do it. Many artisan pipe makers will do it for you, even though normally they don't specialize in it. I assume you've got air conditioning indoors, Phil. Is that a must nowadays where you are? So I picked up a few of these clipper lighters with this longer nozzle, which is just perfect for pipe smoking. Swamp cooler, better than nada. You should get it tomorrow. Nice, Boris. Will you do a package opening? You almost died from COVID. Wow. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Hi, Tim. How you doing? All right. So, first few drawers. The aroma coming from this, the room note, it's just evoking emotions in me, memories in me of pipe smoking 40 years ago. Not me, but my teachers in school. And I think this is what clan smelled like. And although I've never smoked clan, but I'm not saying it as a criticism, the aroma is just fantastic. It's classic pipe aroma. I'd say this is kind of in the same DNA as previous versions of Sunbear, but at the same time, very different. The retrohale, very familiar. Yeah, the bit of a burnt honey kind of aroma in the retrohale. I'm very impressed with that clipper. I like it. It's lightweight, it's very pocketable as well. I'll definitely keep one upstairs. and it works well. Works every time. And if I can get it to refill easily, that's going to be a permanent feature. Yes, will definitely solve the hot finger problem. I still really love the Bic pipe, the Bic lighter. I bought this on eBay. I bought a pack of 3 on eBay, and I bought a pack of 5 of these. I literally went on eBay to buy some more lighters because they were running out. So I bought a set of 5. Last time I bought a set of 5 with different animals on them, and this time they're just a set of 5 with different designs, colored designs, psychedelic type of designs. The Bics are great, very, very reliable, and very portable. I prefer these to the mini Bics. I find the mini Bics a little bit difficult to handle because they're too small. But you got to bear in mind the Bic is not refillable. This one, James tells me that he uses these, and these are refillable. And over there he gets them in Amazon USA for $1 a piece. Here, I'm not sure what I paid. I got a pack of 3. I don't recall what I paid. Got a black one and a blue one. Ah, I'll have to pair this up together, won't I? Yeah, so James uses that as a tamper. It's okay for the top of the bowl, but as you get further down, this bit as it expands might be a problem depending on the size of the bowl. So the thing that I've always had with Sunbear, since the first variation of it, was that I thoroughly enjoyed the first bowl, the first half of the bowl, but the second half of the bowl was always a little bit too much like. It's kind of all the flavors sort of evaporated, the flavors that I enjoyed. And then you get down to the base tobacco, which to me tasted too much like Burley's. So you definitely get the honey, the burnt honey kind of burnt sugar kind of flavor on the retro ale. I'm surprised that I don't get more of a Oriental flavor. I guess there's a bit of a dryness which comes from the Orientals, like a dry floral flavor. I'm not a burley fan, no. Although there are some, it depends how it's blended. It depends what it's mixed with. But the London blend from McBaron, I've got a very old. I've got a jar of it, an old tin which I opened a while back, which was from the 1970s, and that I smoke every so often, and that's quite nice. But I don't know what else it's blended with. But generally, burleys, any burleys that I've tried, I haven't really enjoyed. Well, 419 is a better price, and it's got bamboo with a brindle stem. And I want to keep 427 for myself. No, I'm just joking. You get whichever one you want. Charlie. How you doing, Charlie? Which is the better pipe? They're both going to be very similar experiences. Um, I've actually got them both here. I don't usually keep them down here, but like I said, I've been half tempted to smoke this one myself. So I brought it down with me, but I've resisted so far. I'll turn the camera around, or as James would put it, let me flip you around. Let me flip you. Turn these other lights off, and you get a normal. So this is the most recent one with the nice grain. This is the new Eldritch sky blue stem. It's a tapered bowl, and you can see what I was saying, Jammer, with having that right at the bottom of the bowl, the drill. Bit of cross grain. They'll both be very, very similar smoking experiences. The only thing I can tell you is as far as the bamboo will maybe add a little bit of absorbency, so it'll take away a little bit more of that moisture. So this one also has a tapered bowl, perfectly drilled. Also got nice grain. They're both very nice. This one is lighter. I don't know if you prefer a lighter pipe. I certainly prefer a lighter pipe. And this one's got beautiful brindled stem. This is like a limited edition German ebonite. Very, very nice stem, very comfortable. And this one is cheaper as well. I do find on the bamboo pipe that I smoke, I don't know if it's imagination or not, but I do find that it feels a little bit smoother, the draw, but it probably makes no difference. Well, this one is already a fantastic deal. It's reduced, quite heavily reduced on the website. So this is not ivory. This is bamboo. It's a natural product, and it has a good absorbency. So there you can see the bamboo in there, and that just helps to absorb moisture. These are both 9mm pipes. This one certainly falls within your price bracket. a lot better than the other one does, but it's entirely up to you. I'm here to sell pipes, so you can buy whichever one you want. 387. Hang on. Oh, you're looking at the older one. 387. Oh yeah. Okay, that's an amazing price at the moment. I've reduced that to clear, basically. It's been reduced twice now, the price. That's £105, 387 at the moment. It's an absolute steal, but it's a big pipe. I will advise you that. I'm not sure that I would go for that as a first pipe, but again, it's entirely up to you. But it's a great price, so you have to make that decision. It weighs 78 grams. If you compare it to the bamboo one is 44 grams. So it's just that it's heavy. It's just a heavy pipe. It's a big pipe. It's a heavy pipe. After a while, you'll start to, when you buy a few pipes and you start to feel what kind of pipes you really gravitate towards, you might not find that you pick up a big heavy pipe always as often as you might do a lighter pipe. But some people have a preference for a bigger pipe, and also depends how you smoke. If you clench, if you leave the pipe in your mouth, or if you have the pipe always in your hand and you only draw once every so often and then take it out of your mouth again. I do a lot of clenching. I have the pipe in my mouth a lot and it sits in my mouth. So for that, a lighter pipe is better. It's lcsbryes@gmail.com, Bob. As a first pipe, let me see what's there still. Um, 416 is also a great pipe. That'll be, let me see what the weight is of that. Also 44 grams. So that's a good one as well. It's lightweight, it's got stunning grain on it. That's a great pipe, 416. Also reduced. I reduced a few of them. You can see the ones which are reduced. It really depends on what's more important to you. If the price is more important, or if how it's going to smoke, or they all smoke well. I don't have any hesitation in recommending them as good smoking pipes. But in terms of what's going to, what you'll pick up more often, which is how I look at it when I buy a pipe, I might sort of push you in the direction of a lighter pipe. That's all. But it's you don't have to do that. It's really your decision. You might think just the less spent the better. It's really your choice. But on balance, I think the 419 falls in between all of those, so it's a bit of a better price than 427, and it's lightweight. Did I put the weight? I haven't put the dimensions on it. 427 is definitely heavier than the bamboo one, no question about that. I don't have scales here with me. Yeah, so on balance, I would say 419 is a good deal. It's a good price for a bamboo pipe with a beautiful stem, nice grain on the pipe, and it's lightweight. Yeah, you could go for absolutely whichever one you want. I don't want to feel like I'm pushing you in any direction. So the website is www.lcsbryes.com. Is a bent pipe good for beginners if it's drilled well? Yes, there's no real reason why not. I mean, a bent pipe will be as good as any other pipe, but with a bent pipe, there's more chance of the drilling not being quite right. think there's a little bit of a chocolatey flavour coming through on this Sunbear, the Black Locust. Ave Maria, I've had those. Four, two, four. Yes, it is. Yeah. I wouldn't start with a church warden though. I mean, feel free to buy it by all means. But that's a good pipe for sitting back and relaxing in your armchair. I'm not sure that I would start off with that, but if you want to buy it and keep it, and I mean, smoke it by all means. But if you're still learning to smoke a pipe, you're still getting used to that, how you sort of load a pipe, how you light it, how you tamp it, and all that kind of thing. That pipe is slightly forward canted, not because of the length, that's not the problem, but because it's forward canted. The bowl is slightly pointing that way, so it's a little bit harder to see what you're doing. I mean, you can hold it up as you're lighting it, that's fine, but it's quite a long way away. So, although I'd be delighted if you bought it, if you're buying your first pipe, I wouldn't point you in that direction. But by all means, buy it if you want. But if you're only going to buy one pipe now, then I would push you in the direction of the other ones, even though it's less money for me. But that's what I would say. Yeah, so I would say 419 if you fancy that beautiful stem and the bamboo, and 416 if that doesn't interest you, but you want a nice lightweight pipe, medium sized, then go for 416. If I had to make the choice right now, I would probably go for 419 as well, because of the bamboo and the stem. It's just, I think you're getting a much better value. They've got their values for different reasons, but that's just me. Again, I'll shut up. I'll let you do your decision. Good afternoon, Tom. How are you doing? Three, 8, 7. Yeah. I even though that's a great value, I would leave that kind of size for maybe a later date, personally, for a new smoker. They've all got good sized walls. I wouldn't worry too much about that. You know, initially any pipe is going to smoke hot until you get a cake building up. But once you get past the first, say, dozen smokes, you should be fine. And any of these pipes that are on my website have all got good sized walls, and especially because they're tapered bowls. So in reality, the walls, you know, the bowl goes in like that, so you got really plenty briar there. That's not. I wouldn't make that a consideration in which one you purchase. Actually, the 387 is not tapered. I think that's the only one that's not tapered. The mortar barrel is also not tapered. I think other than that, all the other pipes are tapered. I'm pretty much using the tapered drill bit now exclusively, unless it happens to be a shallow pipe, so to give it enough of a capacity. Hang on, I tell a lie. I think 424 is a regular one. It's not tapered. I think the church warden is not tapered either. Let me just see if I can see a picture of it. Yeah, that one's not tapered either because it's a shallow pipe. Tapered means that the shape of the bowl is like a V shape. So as it goes down, it's a V shape rather than. I'll show you the bit so you can see it quite clearly. Why can't I see the bit? Oh, is that the one that fell down the other day? No, I'll show you this one. So that's a drill bit that'll give you a U shape. If you just look at the outline, you can see that U shape there. Whereas this one is tapered. You can see it goes from a wider diameter down to a narrower one. A little bit harder to drill the draft hole to meet it correctly, but it's once you get the hang of it, it's fine. But the reason why I use a tapered bowl is that I think that it concentrates the flavor. It gives you a nice concentration of the flavor. And also, if you've got a shaped bowl, for instance, like this one, so this one is tapering in as well, the outside of the bowl, which means the walls are getting thinner and thinner as you go down. So if you're using a tapered bit, then you're keeping the thickness consistent because your bowl is also going in. So that's a big advantage. I'm getting really quite a chocolatey kind of flavor from this now. Yeah, 394 is not filtered, just bear that in mind. But yeah, it's got a lovely carve blast. It has indeed. Tom, if you want to buy that pipe, a little reduction on the price, if that will help you pull the trigger, I'll do that for you. You let me know and I'll put a reduction on there. I'll put a sale price on it. Or if you want to buy it direct from me, you can do it that way. And then I'll put it as out of stock. Would that help you, Tom? Yeah, you're near on the Sunbear. It's only my first bowl, but it's pretty good. I think it's possibly a bit better than the previous year. Because that chocolatey flavour that I'm getting now is what I sensed as burley last time round. And now, although it's still that burley-ish flavour, but it veers more over to a chocolatey flavour. So I'm enjoying it a little bit more. At the moment, Tom, it's 165. I take it down to 150. Would that do you? Plus shipping, of course. Bear that in mind. right, so if you want, it's better for me if you send the money direct rather than through the website. So if you send that friends and family, as you normally do, as you have done in the past, let's call it 160 shipped. Okay, so it's actually the price is 145. So call it 160 shipped. Shipping nowadays is a little bit more than it used to be. It's about £17 now, but let's say 160 shipped. To lcsbrides@gmail.com, friend and family, and as usual, put the pipe number and your full address in the comment section. Please just confirm it, and then I'll put it as out of stock. The last thing I would want is somebody else buying it right there and then. Okay, so I'm going to put it as out of stock. Thank you very much, Tom. It is now officially out of stock. That's a good buy, Tom. To be honest, I was surprised it hadn't gone prior to that. You know, non-filtered pipes are far more prevalent than filtered pipes, but my non-filtered pipes seem to take their time to sell. I assume it's because people come to my site because they're interested in filtered pipes, but even so. Hey, Daniel. So you made a decision, Jama? I'll give you the same offer. If you want to buy a pipe now, and you buy it direct from me rather than from the website, I'll give you a reduction. If they're already reduced, then I can't. But on any of the new ones that haven't been reduced, I'll be happy to do something for you. These are lighters. The lighters I just got in on Friday. They're excellent pipe lighters. They're clipper lighters. Usually the clipper lighter comes like that, but they're usually with a wheel, traditional wheel on them, but a flint wheel. But these ones are really, really good. They obviously have to be a piezo one because it happens up there and where the action is down here, so the flint's not going to light that far up. Awesome, Tom. Thank you. Yeah, got it. Good deal. Thank you. Yeah, that's the make. It's called a clipper. I don't know if you can read that. That's the brand. You probably can't read it. Oh, you'll read it on the black one. There you go. And the soft refers to the nice. I'm really happy with it. I bought these on eBay. James says you can get them on Amazon US for $1 a piece. $1 a piece. And it is now my officially new favorite lighter. Like most pipe smokers out there, you go through a whole range. I've probably got in my possession between 30 and 40 lighters of different types and styles. And so far, crazy as it sounds, this buck lighter is my new favorite. Citizen Tom, how you doing? Nightcap in a Rattray's Devil's Cut. James says that they are refillable, and they do have some kind of valve at the bottom, but I find some things refill easier than others. And on I think on the page when I bought it, it did say it was refillable. Oh, there you go. It says refilling instructions. To refill, place the utility lighter upside down, press filling valve with an adequate adapter of a universal refill can. There you go. James says they're very easily refillable, so that's cool. So one out here, one upstairs, and one in the car. I think this bowl is done. No, there's a bit in there still. Ronson gas no adapter. Cool. Hi, Jeff. Welcome aboard. I don't think I've seen you before. From Asda, so I guess you're here in the UK. Anywhere near London? Or up north, south? Where are you? Well, the gas I use is pretty good. It's been always the best one for refilling difficult lighters. I've thrown a can away because it was finished. I've got more upstairs. I need to actually order more of those. I can't remember the name, the brand. Newport, possibly? Does that ring a bell? Newport butane? Yeah, Newport, that's the one. Hello? I can't right now, no. You can call me after Slichas if you want. Are you going to Slichas tonight? Oh, okay. Alright. Yucky duckies. Ta-ta. Good night, goodbye. Pipe 324. Tom, Citizen Tom, who are you? Three, two, four. Let's see what you got yourself. Let's look at the gallery. I assume it's on the gallery now. I did an update and put all my sold. Oh, you got the Bulldog. Okay, got you. Yeah, that should be a lovely smoking pipe. Got a nice little Cumberland shank cap on there. That should be a lovely smoking pipe. Stubby, easy to clench. That was a good purchase as well. You got it at a great price. Let me know how you get on with that pipe, Tom. That does seem to happen, James. You know, when you buy stuff, you go back a second time and the price has doubled. They definitely check on trends, don't they? I don't know what it's called. It says on it Clipper Soft. I think it's called a utility lighter. I'm not sure. Let me see if they're on UK Amazon. Exactly grey. Clipper utility lighter. Whoa, expensive. £26. Oh, it's for 24. Right. That's very good. It's just a pound-ish a piece. Free delivery. Get it by the 3rd, by next Friday. That's very good. That's great. Two packs, £6.97 for two. There's another one, £3.13. And these ones have got a longer stem. They got a longer nozzle at the top, and it looks like it's got a fuel gauge on it as well. And those are for ovens, £3.13 for two. Yeah, well, it looks like they're pretty available. Four clipper lighters, pin-up, skulls design. I don't know what that means. Anyway, they're readily available by the looks of it. So what I would say is don't get these ones. These ones, I find them horrible. They're very plasticky and rubbishy. The clippers, at least, you feel like you've got a reasonable amount of quality. It really does allow you to get inside the bowl. That'll do it most of the times, James. A wet rag, unless you've really scorched it. I started this cigar. I started actually recording a video on this cigar. This is a Romeo y Julieta 1875, not Cuban. Actually, very nice cigar. Yeah, I'd agree, Charlie. For outdoor use or in the car use, zippers are great. In the car as well, although I don't recommend people light while they're driving, but if you do, where's my zipper? Yeah, this one hasn't got the insert, but imagine the pipe insert is in there. When you're driving, you have that, and you can just locate the circle of the lighter over your bowl and fire it up, and it'll basically do the job. And in the car, often if the window's open, it's windy. If you're smoking, your window's likely to be open. It's windy. Zippos are great for that. A lot of people are getting these new, what's his name, lighters. What's the name, the brand name? The one with a hole in it. I've seen them on the Danish pipe shop. This and that's the one, yeah. Okay. Any of you guys got a DISM? Thank you, Slippy. It's bulky. They do look quite big, yeah. At one stage, I saw a lighter I imagine it's still available. It might have been by Zycar, I'm not sure. But you know, there is a DuPont which has got a dual flame. You know, the rabbit ears flame, and that one, it's supposed to work outdoors as well. And they have one which also doubles as a cigar lighter, a jet, and a soft flame. But I think that the one with the rabbit ears, with the two flames, I think it's designed not to go out in the wind. And there was a cheaper version by Zycar or Ronson or one of these companies, and I was kind of tempted to get it. But half price sale code. Where? Which website is that, Slippy? I'm not a snob when it comes to lighters, so this has been an absolute revelation for me today. Um, and this is what I'm going to be using for a while now. And I'll still have my other lighters, but as long as I've got one of these in front of me, that's what I'm going to use. $48, then 24 with code. That's very good. In the States, I assume that's in the States. $24 is nothing. They've brought out a new one as well, like a trigger one, like a tabletop one, with a trigger. Similar kind of pricing. They look quite nice. Cool. Yeah, cedar spills for cigar lighting. I've never actually been a fan of that, although it is very traditional, so I understand where you're coming from. Um, but I don't actually like the flavor it imparts, even though people like to have the cedar aroma infused in the cigar when it's in your humidor. Hey Roberto, but I actually prefer to light it with a soft flame lighter, generally speaking, Cuban cigars anyway. Just a regular soft flame lighter, that's what I prefer for a cigar. That makes sense, Tom. Although the cigar probably burns quite quickly in the breeze as well, no? And it probably gets a bit of a wavy burn line. Roberto, you sent me an email about replacement stems. I think I sent you an email back asking for a picture of the pipe so I can give you an answer. Did you send the email through my website? I think you did. Anyway, what I need is if you can forget the website, if you email me straight, lcsbriars@gmail.com, and send me some pictures of the pipe with and without the stem, so I can have an idea of what the fitting looks like, I can give you an answer. The pipe lighters for Zippo are very good. Excellent. I use them all the time. Right, that makes sense, Ken. But I always found that they don't, because the burn is a bit inconsistent. I just find it. I like the sort of tradition of it, the whole, same as when you're lighting your pipe and you're doing the drying out and preparing the tobacco, filling the bowl, lighting it and tamping it and all that. I get that. The whole, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, my brain. The ritual is the word I'm looking for. So the whole ritual of it. So I get that when you're doing it with a spill, it's very traditional and ritualistic. But I just found it a hassle, so I didn't do it. To be honest. All right, Charlie, have a good one. Are you off somewhere interesting? Seeing as you're taking turns in driving, sounds like you're on a long haul. That spell check will get you. Well, the regular insert works really well. I don't have a problem with it. It works with the pipe as well. Um, I don't really have a problem with it. The pipe one is just a little bit better because it directs the flame downwards. But other than that, it works perfectly well. I've not seen a table one, a table-sized one, Daniel. Um, the butane inserts, I never liked them because unless it's made by Zippo, I think they did start making them. I'm not sure, but the aftermarket ones they were never good quality. They were very inconsistent. The flame was very inconsistent. I stopped using them almost straight away. I think there is a jet one now though. If you do for cigars, then you can't go too far wrong with a jet lighter for cigars. I think if those become a very common thing, an insert, a butane jet insert, I think that would be awesome. If it was made by Zippo, especially. If it's made by Zippo, you can rely on it, and they'll back it up with their guarantee. I would get that. I would definitely get that. Anybody know if there is such a thing? A jet butane insert? I'm struggling to keep this alight. This last bit of the bowl. I suppose it doesn't help that I'm talking and putting the pipe down. All right, Tom. Thanks a lot. Dingus, how you doing, Dingus? Your pipe is on its way to you, Dingus. I did my usual Friday run to the post office, and I sent off all the pipes that I had to send off. So I'm up to date at the moment with pipes. Everything's out there. But bear in mind, there is a bank holiday this weekend, so it might take a little bit longer. Dingus, if you drop me an email, I'll send you the tracking info tomorrow, perhaps. You got a gorgeous pipe, Dingus. I had another look at it before I packed it off. Really nice. And the band has got a nice patina on it now. I haven't polished it again. I think it looks really cool with the patina, but obviously you can polish it if you prefer it to be shiny. But a lovely pipe, fantastic. You got a classic Cumberland stem on there, and that's got a tapered bowl too. Very, very nice pipe. Hopefully it'll be worth the wait. Let me know how you get on with it. I'm always happy to hear feedback. Good feedback and constructive criticism as well. It's starting to go fizz and pop. The tobacco getting right to the bottom now. So I got a commission came in today. Oh, nice one, Dingus. An interesting commission. Somebody, quite a detailed request. It's a bent panelled pipe. Obviously, the last one I did was for grey, for opossum. So it's a bent panelled pipe, and he wants two stems. He wants a green eldritch stem and a straight blue one, like this one that I did just now. I think that's going to become quite popular. So I'll be doing that during the course of this week. And James, hopefully we'll get to do yours as well. All being well. You let me know what stem material you want. 424 is filtered, yeah. Is that the one that Dingus has got? Oh, no, he hasn't got that. 424. Oh yeah, the church warden. Yeah, that's a nice pipe. It really is. It's a little bit. Hey Sharon, doing well. It's a little bit more expensive than the other pipes, simply because the material costs are quite high there. It's almost a whole rod of Cumberland stem. So, you know, just the rod alone, before I even start working on it, cost me about 30 quid. And the rod comes in 25 centimeters, which is not far short of what that is. So there is a bit more material in there, and there's a nice ring on it as well. So some pipes take longer. The forever stem, you'd have to be careful with those because they're quite plasticky, but I don't see why not. Smart Bob, Smarty Bob. Some pipes take longer grey than others. Does it feel heavier than it should for the size of the pipe? If it feels quite a lot heavier than it should, then it's not cured yet. Then it's still got moisture in there. And the thing to do with that is just clean it out thoroughly, and then just let it sit for a while. You know, let it sit in normal temperatures, not hot, not cold. And you know, what I would do is weigh it, and then weigh it again every single week, and just watch it if it gets lighter and lighter. If it doesn't get lighter after say 2 or 3 months of weighing it each week and it hasn't gotten any lighter, then it's cured, and it should be fine. And then it's just some briars take longer to break in than others. You know, maybe smoke something stronger in it. Yeah, James, that is true. Some pipes just don't smoke well, but some people would argue that eventually they will. You know, some guys I've heard say that, you know, you try to break in a pipe after the first, you know, 10, 15 bowls, you should know where you're going with the pipe, even though it's not fully broken in. But some people say you need to smoke a pipe 150, 200 times to really get the pipe to where it ought to be. Hey, Steph. Hello, hello, hello. When you make chill pipes, how long will one take to make? Sharon, what do you mean by chill pipes? Do you mean one of these? It can take anything from, if I'm against the clock, I can do it in an hour with a preformed stem. As you know, I did that once, but I wouldn't do it in a hurry. Again, that was just a kind of an experiment to see how quickly I could make a pipe. But on average, I would say if it's a preformed stem, It'll take me about 4 hours, maybe something like that. And if it's a hand cut stem, 7 or 8 hours, something like that. And if it's got other adornments like bands and shank caps and things like that, and maybe a little bit longer. Nice one, Steph. Look forward to see your pictures. Yeah, James, I'm the same. I'm exactly the same because I haven't got the patience. Not the patience is the wrong word. I don't smoke a pipe all day long, especially when I'm working. I don't smoke a pipe when I'm working. So on average, I'll have maybe 2 bowls a day, 2 or 3 bowls a day, if that. And they're usually only half bowls. So I don't smoke as much as you might think. If I'm away, if I'm on holiday or stuff like that, and we're out, maybe I'll smoke some more. But on average, 2 to 3 bowls a day. And I want each of those to be great. I don't want to be experimenting each of those bowls. So yeah, I agree with you. If I've got on my rack pipes which I know smoke well, then a new pipe is going to sit there and wait. It really is. It really does go that way. I've always got some new pipes sitting waiting because I can't be bothered to break them in. I bought a pipe it's actually a custom made pipe, a calabash with that copper like army mount, beautiful looking pipe. I've had it for months now. I haven't smoked it. The guy who made it has asked me if I've smoked it. He wanted to have my opinion on it, and I told him I haven't smoked it yet. Daniel, I do still have those gemstones somewhere. I've got more of those rubies, but I'm not using them as a matter of course. If somebody wanted one and ordered a commission, then I can do whatever. No problem. Oh, they're still out there, the Sunbears. They're still available. They didn't get sold out. That's pretty cool, Dingus. I think it's always quite a special feeling when there's a tobacco, which is really hard to get. You go to a local B&M and you find a treasure trove of tobaccos because maybe they don't have a website. So they might hold on to stock for quite a while. Um, you see videos from time to time of people coming across a B&M and they'll find a shelf full of esoterica tobacco. And the minute they put a video out about it, everybody wants it and it gets sold out. But you do see that sometimes. You know, the age of the B&M is kind of almost over because of the internet. I'm not actually sure where the rubies are, but I do have them somewhere. I'd be more than happy to do a diamond studded pipe as well. If somebody wanted to commission one, I've got access to diamonds. I know plenty of people in the jewellery trade. I'd have no problem with that at all. I think what I would probably do is get the diamonds mounted on a small little gold mount, and then just drop the mounts into the pipe, drill it, drop it, glue it, and be done. Yeah, Dingus, that makes a lot of sense. In America, certainly cigar smokers, definitely in the majority. Right, I have to actually go out in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to love you and leave you. That's why I started early tonight. Excuse me. So we've been on for an hour and a half. It's been a very enjoyable chat. Thank you very much for joining me. I did say last week that I was thinking about whether to keep doing the London callings because I felt that I was running out of things to say, but I have to say tonight's been really nice. Nice chat. It's gone well. So very happy with that. So thank you very much for joining, everybody. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Gray. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, James. Thank you, Dingus. Thank you, Hawk. Sharon, Steph. Hello. Hot Rod Bob. Slippy and Sloppy. Smarty Bob. Citizen Tom. Roberto Donert. Boris. Tim, if you're still there. Ken. Charlie. Charlie's gone, hasn't he? He's busy driving. Jeff Babirecki. Tom Idzinski. And everybody else. If I haven't mentioned you, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you very much. Have a wonderful week. No doubt I will be seeing you in the next episode of Making a Pipe, whenever that happens to be. Ta-da now. Thank you, Roberto. All the best, everybody. Catch you on the next one.